this is what happens here. Dry cleaning, shoe alteration, key cutting and wax batteries. Got wools here, equipment for shoes, creams, polishes, all our laces, and there's a guide for what lace you want, for what shoes. Insoles for shoes, badges, postcards, fridge magnets, shoe dyes, clothes dyes, laces, ribbons, smaller ribbons, trouser zips, dress zips, elastics, bias binding, big ribbons, threads, all sort of equipment for sewing, different types of equipments, and these are like all the little buttons, and then there's smaller buttons than that in here. We've got all the big buttons here, and then there's different patterns for dresses, a few more buttons as well, more buttons, and all different threads. And these are all the customers' clothes that have been put through. Then we've got this is the book that everything gets taken note on, so any customer that comes in have to have a note there. That gets annoying if some people come in, press it too many times. So these are all the long zips, and there's all different kinds of zips, so for coats and dresses, and invisible zips. This is all arranged in a certain way, so these are all the odd items, and then there's long dresses there, suits here, smaller suits, coats and trousers. And you have all like duvets here that have been cleaned, and there's like more ribbons and different patterned ones, and there's like hooks and things for clothes, and needles for knitting, and just assortment of buttons. These are, one of these is a lock stitching machine. I don't know what the other one is. I don't want to just say. This is like where everything comes before it gets dry cleaned. It all gets put in there, and then it goes there. And we use all of these solvents to clean everything. This is one of the industrial machines. This is one of the main machines, which is the dry cleaning machine. It's the back of it, and that's the front, so everything gets put in there. After a while it comes out, it goes into this steaming machine. This has got like two different types of things, so you put your jackets and dresses on this side, then you turn it around, and then you put your trousers on that side, and it gets weighed at the bottom with these. So you put your trousers, and just so they come out flat, and in the suits, this is what goes in the arms of the suits, or these things here, and after that it goes on this press. So then we just put it all here, then it all gets taken after it's finished and cleaned and pressed. It goes on this machine, and it pulls down and makes this sort of shape. It has that sort of cut on it. Switched off though. This is a shoe stretching machine. It takes a few days to stretch your shoes if you've got some days. There's some in right now. These are all for like polishing your shoes when you've done them. That's one of the grinders. And that's another grinder, which is the same as that one. This is a slightly higher grit than that. And then this one's a very high grit and it's very dangerous when it's on. This is a normal key cutting machine, which is keys like these sort of keys. And then you've got this key cutting machine, which is a mortise key, which cuts keys like these. And there's a lot of keys, there's so many keys, so that's another range of keys. And that's another range of keys. And this is the same keys as the mortise ones. Again, and we've got more keys. And these are like car keys. This is what you use for cutting a lot of car keys. It's called a laser cut, but it's got like a drill on it. This is a key cutting machine, but it's an automatic one. We don't use it as much. And that's a programmer for a key cutting machine. So, because you got chips in some shoes, and there's some shoes that need to be repaired. This is what you put like shoes in and hammer them down. This is my favourite machine because I use it the most. It's hand crank sewing machine. It's got like a really thick needle compared to a normal one. This is another sewing machine, and the needle is like super thick on that. And that's it. And then this is where all the watches are done. So you've got like your different sort of stocks of batteries, and you measure once you open it, you measure the battery in this wheel, and if it goes through, you sort of read a code. So I'll give you an example. These are used batteries, so it doesn't fit in there, not in there, so it fits in there. So it says CR2032, so hopefully that should say the same thing on the back. Okay. And this is to open watches that have like a circular disc with different so it's like this sort of watch, what you use for that tool. These are like vices to hold your watches in. You need like all these little screwdrivers because the screws are really tiny, they're so small, and these aren't even the smallest screws. There's so many ones that are smaller than that. These are like all the pins for the links for the arms. And that's that.